Hey YouTubers, we're back again to do an interview with my good friend here who is a doula, Maria. And as of course, we all know that I am pregnant. I am at 35, almost 36 weeks. And she is my doula now. And I realized that a lot of us really don't know what a doula is. When somebody asked me like, "Oh, you got a doula," I was just kind of like, I don't know. Sounds like something very hippie. So I kind of wanted to do this video so that you all that may have been not in the know like I was can get more informed, and just also to give more information about her as a doula now. So just to get like a little brief introduction of what a doula is, can you explain to us, Maria, what a doula is?
Yeah, so for more textbook stuff, it's like, a certified person that kind of assists with labor and delivery with their clients. But what I like to share with my clients is I'm pretty much your labor and delivery cheer coach. So I've been cheering since I was like 2. So I like to tell people that I'm their personal cheerleader. And that's pretty much what we're doing. We're cheering them through labor, cheering you through your delivery process, kind of being that voice of reasoning. Throughout this pregnancy, you may have some issues or questions and things like that. I'm always that go-to person to say, all right, what's your birth plan? And what does that birth plan say? It's kind of so pretty much of just making sure that we reassure you that everything is going to be okay. We're going to do everything your way. So I'm like your personal assistant / cheer coach / cheerleader, just personal assistant type person. So I'm just there to make sure that things run smoothly and to make sure that you are comfortable and you get everything that you want.
So you're advocating for the pregnant woman.
Yeah, to a certain degree, advocating, but I'm more so getting you to advocate for yourself.
Okay.
Like, no, this is not what I want. This is what I want. Just making sure that you are that voice that advocate for yourself.
Okay. And that also includes when you're saying care for the person, or is that physical and mental, or how is that working as far as I've seen something about massage or like pre and postnatal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty much like during the labor process, we're pretty much just getting you comfortable, making sure that you're contracting well, you're not in a great amount of pain, just trying to make sure we reduce everything to get your mind and spirit and everything more so calm. So that involves, like massaging, like massage pressure points, like on your feet, your arms, your shoulders, things like that. And also, it's more so getting your partner involved with that stuff too. Like, all right, so I'm going to take on, massaging the shoulders or something to that degree, just kind of like reduce some of that pain, and he can massage the feet or vice versa.
Okay.
So it's more so things like that. Kind of just make sure that everything is like you're mentally ready.
So with that being said, that sounds like, is there different kinds of doulas? Are there doulas certified in different things, or what kind of doulas are out there?
So before I took this course, I did a little research, and also when I actually took the course, it kind of pinpointed the different ones. So you have your labor doula. That's the person that pretty much help with the whole labor and delivery process. They normally work alongside of like your midwives and things like that. You also have like a postpartum doula. And that is the ones that come on afterwards. So once you are discharged from the hospital, they pretty much come to the home and help with different things. And I mean, help with different things. That's like making sure that you feed the baby, especially if we're advocating for breastfeeding. You breastfeed the baby. That pretty much means that I will take the baby after that, make sure you get a nap. And it's pretty much burping the baby, things like that. House chores, we can cook, we can clean for you, do your laundry, things like that. Like kind of like taking it back like old school.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
Doing everything that we can possibly do for you to make this as smooth as possible.
So essentially, if a person was like, I've seen somebody in my pregnancy group who's upset about her husband being in the military and he's going to be overseas, so she feels like a single parent. Someone like her could really take advantage of having a postpartum doula.
Oh, yeah.
Because she doesn't have anyone to help her so much.
Yeah. Because I mean, that takes that ease off of you. Like I know everybody wants their partner to be there, but life happens, especially with that particular situation. Right. It's like, it's in the military, so that's always a come and go situation. But there's people like me and the doulas that come in and kind of give them that ease of mind, that come in and cook, clean. I don't know, I help with homework if I had to, like for other children or whatever, play with them a little bit, do those things that need to be done just to make sure that that whole transition kind of runs smoothly. Because, you want to kind of eliminate certain things like postpartum depression and things like that.
Okay. So, so some people wonder about like doulas and the cost factor, and some people think like maybe it's not worth the money. So what do you think? Is it doulas worth the money? And isn't there a range of price points for that?
Oh yeah, so it all depends on like the amount of experience they have. Like the ones that taught the class that I have, they pretty much their costs range from anywhere from like $3,700. So they're pretty costly. I'm not that expensive at the moment, just because I'm still new. So I'm not charging that amount, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you can have someone that is like your BFF in there with you. Because that's pretty much what we're doing. We're making sure that you're good, making sure that if you don't want an epidural, we're making sure that you don't get one.
Right.
Remember, I know you said you didn't want one. Now remember that, even though you're having those labor pains. So to have that person in your ear and have that full support there, I mean, it takes a village for everything, for labor, for raising kids. So I definitely think that a doula is well worth it.
Okay. Excuse me. I've also heard that there's some places where, like I said, there's some doulas who may be just certified, or may only just somebody just might want the labor help, or somebody just might want the postnatal. So that also different makes the price different too. Is what I've been told.
Yeah.
And then, so it could be somebody who's very experienced and have done it for many years. They probably cost more than someone who might just be starting out. So it doesn't hurt to shop around, right?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I know with labor, the actual labor and delivery doula, they do charge more because it's more work with it. It's a lot of different concepts and a lot of different skill sets to deal with that. You have pregnancy that may have some complications, and you got to kind of like pull all the hats, pull all the things out the bag and try these different options, try to make sure. So it's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of coming up with different things to do for the patient to make them comfortable. Hey, let's go sit in this bathtub of water. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's move this way. Let's get on all fours. It's a lot of thinking and a lot of skill set to go into the labor and delivery portion of it. So of course they charge more, and it's more with that. But as far as postpartum doula, it's like you're doing less. You're more so like being there, support whatever you may need. I know, washing clothes, things like that. So that is a little bit less. So most people will charge less for that.
Yeah.
Okay. And different areas too. So it's always like, I would definitely do a search around my area to see what the cost of it is. And definitely from the experience. Because sometimes even though you may get someone with a lot of experience, you may connect well with someone who doesn't have that much experience and is willing to learn and to help you.
Right. Yeah. I know, speaking on that, I have friends that are certified in different ones too. So somebody could only be certified in one particular area. Can you tell me about the ones that you might be certified in?
So currently right now I'm certified as a labor and delivery doula, a postpartum doula, and an epi doula. Pretty much the labor and delivery, we kind of discussed that part of helping through the whole labor and delivery process. I'm that person that you call as soon as you feel contractions, things of that nature. Also, I could be there beforehand too, but for the most part, it's like that labor process. So we're certified in that. We learned a lot of skill sets to kind of get us ready for that part. The postpartum doula, I'm also certified as a postpartum doula. So I know how to go to the home, help things with that. I'm also a lactation specialist. So I'm able to help mothers learn how to breastfeed, make sure they are breastfeeding appropriately, things of that nature. I'm also working through a little bit more of like trying to get that childbirth education class certification, just taking me a little bit longer to do that part. And I'm also certified in epidoula. So that's pretty much assisting, if they will allow me to assist with positioning the mother as she's getting the epidural.
Okay.
And kind of helping through that process and learning how to do certain movements, because movements are limited when they have the epidural. So learning through that, what measures to do, what things to do, what type of processes we can go through. And like I said, the movements and things like that to make you more comfortable if you decide to get an epidural.
Okay. So, during these times, of course, with COVID and everything, a lot of the hospitals are only allowing like one person, or sometimes they allowing two, or like mine's is allowing your birthing partner or whoever is coming with you and your doula. So some people might be worried, like, is the doula replacing the birthing partner? Like the husband might feel intimidated, or are you helping the birthing partner? How does that work?
Definitely a doula is not in any kind of way replacing that partner, that birthing partner, because that's like so an importance like in the whole process anyway, because they have to have that connection. So pretty much the doula is just helping them get connected and stay connected through that whole birthing process. I mean, because this can be very strenuous for both of you guys. So it's like a matter of just helping with that. So if they're only allowing one, what I would typically do is ask the mother, like, hey, do you want me to be there or the birthing partner to be there? I can definitely be there via telephone or internet, something like that, like a video FaceTime call, something like that, just to allow him to be there, and pretty much you could just coach him through the same things as if you were there that you would be doing anyway. Hey, make sure you make her comfortable, make sure you're rubbing her feet, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're applying this, use the peppermint oil, not the jasmine oil, things like that.
So you're also educating both the pregnant person and the partner.
Yes, because they actually have to learn how to help her through this process as well, and how to take care of her, how to be as effective as possible.
Right. Okay. So even like if you're doing prenatal, like I know that we're going to be doing like a breastfeeding consultation. You're kind of also educating them throughout. That's part of that. What did you say?
The epidural part?
No, not the epidural.
The postpartum part?
The certification was with teaching.
Oh, lactation education specialist.
Yes. So you're teaching all of this to the person, because I could be like, well, I only know what I seen on TV, or I read one book.
Or read in a book. Sometimes you read a lot of books.
Yeah. So that's kind of good that you can kind of coach the person and their partner along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so I was going to ask a few questions about yourself. Okay. So about you, why did you want to become a doula in the first place?
Oh my God. I've been so interested in labor and delivery like forever. I actually assisted with my little brother being delivered. So that definitely made me feel like that's where I wanted to be, for the longest. So when I started my nursing venture, that's pretty much where I wanted to end up at. So, I mean, since I'm still in school, as far as nursing school goes, I'm going into labor and delivery. So I felt like this would be a stepping stone toward that part anyway, because I love that whole labor and delivery aspect. So this will help me do that, as well as be able to maintain and have my own business with that part. So I'm also going to be a midwife. So I'm kind of going into that part too. So this kind of helps me have all those hats in the same, aspect. So I'm able to do all those things in one.
I've heard about a lot of doulas then becoming midwives after, because they do kind of go hand in hand a lot.
And that has to do with a lot of limitations that we have as a doula. Like we can't do certain things. Of course, like if the baby is coming out, where, the doula can't grab the baby and cut the cord, things like there's certain things that we can't do as a doula, but we can do as a midwife.
Okay.
So since you have those limitations, it's like, man, I don't want to have those limitations with my client. I want to make sure that this is more so like I'm helping all the way. So that's probably why the midwife will come in. But I mean, I love the whole labor and delivery aspect of it. So that would help me do that part too. So that's why I was like, oh, I want to be a midwife too. So that would help with that.
Okay.
And then also with the mortality rate amongst, African-American women after going into nursing school and then going to my mother baby rotation, I was surprised to Georgia to be on the top 5 list. So that definitely, that definitely made me really interested in that. And I don't know how many lives I can save in that aspect, but definitely want to educate more and allow people to know things from the beginning as opposed to when you get to the hospital. Because I can only do so much as a nurse in the hospital. But if I can get that person beforehand and get her properly educated before she get there, then she'll know certain things to look out for. Like, am I bleeding too much? Or, how often are they supposed to check me? And things like that to get her more knowledge.
Okay. So with that being said, there's a certain skill set that you have to acquire or probably already have for each one of those certifications.
Mm-hmm.
So which one did you find most interesting, which was more challenging?
The epidoula was a little bit more challenging for me because it's a limitation. It's like, okay, oh wow, you have to move this certain way. You can only move this way. I didn't even know that it was certain hospitals that had the epidural that you actually can move with.
Yeah.
So most of them just have you lying in the bed, and that just makes it real hard to kind of deliver, to kind of get comfortable, things like that. So I just felt like that was more so of a limitation for me.
Right.
The postpartum one, that felt like more like a breeze to me. I'm like, yeah, of course I can go to someone's house and help them cook, clean, and all that. That's like being a mom. That's like, I can do that in my sleep. So I felt like that was more, like an easier process for me to do. The labor and delivery part, I was just like, I was more so amazed with everything as opposed to like, oh, this is my favorite. Of course, it's my favorite. Yeah. But I was like, I learned so much, and there's so much more that I have to learn. It's just like, it's a never ending learning situation. So that's what just made me more amazed with the labor and delivery one. But I definitely love that one more. So I think I would do more of like the labor and delivery and postpartum.
Okay. So like with your business in particular, what can you service to any new clients that's out there that may be interested in having you as a doula?
For the most part, like I said, it'd be like more so like the labor and delivery part of it. So I want to be able to do the prenatal visits first. So I'm gonna do a few prenatal visits, maybe like 2 or 3, something to that degree, to kind of get a feel for what they want out of the situation. Like, what do they expect out of it? Educate them more about the doula process and what we're going to get started with. I really want to do more of the breastfeeding part of it. So since I have that lactation part, I also want to do like the childbirth part. So I hope to have that part taken care of in the next few months so I can add that to it. But definitely going over breastfeeding and making sure that the baby is getting a healthier portion of the breastfeeding part. So I love breastfeeding. I breastfed my son until he was 2. So I'm like truly an advocate for breastfeeding. So I want to definitely make sure that I not enforce that, but definitely encourage that amongst my clients.
Okay. And if people wanted to reach you, how can they get in contact with you?
Okay. So I have a couple of ways to get in contact with me. So I do have my phone number listed on my Instagram page, which is RAIS, is RAIS, Doula Services, LLC. So if you follow me on Instagram, my information is on there. Email address is the same as RAIS Doula Services LLC at gmail.com. So if you have any questions, you definitely can email me, things of that way.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you coming along to my little show. Yes. And I'm excited that you're here to be my doula.
Thank you for having me.
I'm already having good positive energy about the whole thing. And we are actually about to do my breastfeeding lactation consulting session today.
Give more information about it.
Right. Yeah, because I'm a little bit clueless.
Prepared. Yeah. You gotta be prepared.
But thanks again for watching again. Be sure to like the video and subscribe and put in a comment. And if there's some information that you need from her, I'll make sure to provide that to you all. And thanks for watching.